Okay, so here we are on, oh gosh, what date is it? The 30th, I think, August 30th. Spent a fair amount of my day just kind of doing some prep work, putting the seats into storage and getting a bunch of other stuff just kind of done before I could really start working here on the boat. So I got my boat moved in. It started to rain today, a little unexpectedly. Wasn't supposed to start till tomorrow. So I got my boat into my carport here, and gets humid in here real fast, but this will be a perfect spot for the winter. Got some lights in, as you saw there. So today, a little bit more on the seat removal. A big piece of foam underneath the seat. So this is what it looks like when you remove the foam. I went ahead and removed the foam just using a saw, just a hand saw, and cutting pieces like a big piece of cheese, and there it all is. So all of that was sitting essentially on top of this frame, and the frame, I believe, was in place so that the foam was level across over, because the floor does elevate a little bit the further to the right you go. So I'll be measuring these pieces and having a good understanding about where they were. I also made you see this sort of this 4-piece box over here. Now that I basically cut those pieces when the foam was still over here, and I cut those pieces around the sides so that I would have a housing that I could, once I put a piece of plywood over the top of it and make it all like a real nice strong box, I can just set that back down over this type of frame here, and cut a hole in the top of the piece of plywood that I'll put on top of that eventually, and then just pour the liquid foam into that, and it will fill the box. And I'll put plastic around the inside of the box so that I can take the wood off. I know that foam sticks to everything real good. So anyway, I think that will let me remake the foam block over here that the seat sits on, and I'll have to make a frame for the piece of foam over there as well. So probably remove that piece of foam tonight. The other thing I did today was I drilled down into the floor here, and of course there's foam in here, and it's pretty wet. I mean, I can just feel moisture in this foam under here. So there's a fair amount of water just sort of stored up in here. If I could get a piece of this foam out, look at that. I can actually squeeze water out of that little piece of foam. So I got to make sure I understand where all my stringers are, and then set my skill saw and, for the thickness of the floor through the plywood. And the plywood's just soaking wet. I can just pull little pieces of it off too. So anyway, zip that around and start ripping off the floor. But that's where I'm at today. Been trying to keep track of how much time I'm spending. I don't know how much time I spent on it today. Probably just an hour and a half or so actually working on the boat. A lot more time spent on getting a lot of the other things done in preparation for being able to just have a home where I can do some work all winter, and So anyway, that's where we're at today.